Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Phantasmagoria. Last we left off, we were going to go visit Luanne in her shop. Because, well, for a few reasons. She has something for us and we have something for her.
But mostly exposition.
Oh,
Oh, Adrian, I'm glad you're here. I
You
have some
are?
important newspaper articles you might want to see.
Oh, really? Let me see.
When you started questioning me about Carno's old estate, I thought of something. My mother started this scrapbook of important news articles when she was very young. She added to it almost up until the day she died. That was 4 years ago. I remembered seeing some old articles about Carno in here, so I dug it up.
This is wonderful. Can I keep it for a while?
Oh,
what an audacious thing to ask.
It's my mother's. You have to look at it here. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. I'm just glad you found it. Unfortunately, I may not have time right now. When can I read them?
Anytime. I will leave it right here on the counter. Come in whenever you want.
Thanks, Lou. I appreciate it.
Don't
You know,
mention it.
That little bit of dialogue sounds unnatural. May I come back and read it later? I don't think it makes as much sense. It sounds so forced to me.
Yeah, a little forced, but it does kind of make sense.
And at least it establishes the fact that, you can come back and check this later.
Yeah, I don't think it's that audacious of a question, really. I mean, there may be a ton of articles in there, and you don't want to stand over a table for hours on end reading.
But it's still her mother's scrapbook, That's
Yeah.
really that's like, asking, especially her mother had recently just died too. She doesn't really know Adrian that well. Anyway, we can talk
Excuse
with
me,
Lou.
Lou.
Oh, hello, Adrian.
I wasn't just
I wanted to
talking with
thank
you.
for answering all of my pesky questions. I won't bother you again with them.
Promise?
No bother. I just hope I've helped you.
Oh, you really have.
And the next one, get your head caved in.
Alright. Well, now that we've established that Adrian is worried about bothering her now, let's go check out this little scrapbook that she brought in for us.
Yeah, I think that's false. I don't think she's worried about it at all.
That's true. Now it's time for some exposition.
Exposition, exposition.
Alright, Adrian, stop turning pages. Have you got it? Carno to give benefit performance at local orphanage? Wait, what? That murderous bastard?
Well, it is dated the year before his trip to Paris.
True. This coming Friday afternoon, February 5th, 1887, Carno will kindly give a special performance at Our Lady of Compassion Orphanage. All proceeds will be donated to the orphanage to help with the care and feeding of the children. Come and enjoy the show. See Carno levitate in midair. Watch as he saws a woman in two. Experience the electro chair. All this and more. All additional donations will be greatly appreciated. Well, that makes him sound like a pretty decent guy, actually.
Yeah, well, he was said to be kind and loving by one of his
Okay.
wives.
Carno toddler discovered drowned in pond. On Sunday afternoon, June 10th, 1889, Carno's daughter, Sophia, 2, was found dead in the estate's garden fish pond by her mother, Hortensia. It appears the little girl had wandered off by herself and had accidentally fallen into the fish pond where, apparently, she drowned. No, she survived. Anyway. It is reported her mother is quite distraught and is currently undergoing medically supervised sedation. Like I'm on a sedation. Okay. Sophia will be interred in the Carnavash family tomb after a discreet funeral tomorrow morning. And illusionist's fourth wife chokes to death at dinner? Yesterday, November 17th, 1896, Carno's fourth wife, Regina, caught a piece of steak in her throat and choked to death while having dinner with him? Tragically, Regina is the second of Carno's 4 wives to die. 3 years ago, his wife Lenora succumbed when she accidentally tripped and fell down a flight of stairs, breaking her neck. Carno also lost a daughter 7 years ago when she drowned in a fish pond at the tender age of 2. Carno divorced his first 2 wives after each had proved unfaithful. They have not been heard from since. Now wait a second. Regina didn't choke on steak.
Scrambled brains and tripe.
So Carno described it anyway. And Lenora, we saw what happened there. She didn't fall down a flight of stairs. She fell into that device thing with him putting her in it.
At least her neck was broken.
Yeah, that part is and technically Regina did choke.
And,
But
so much for divorcing his first 2 wives. Yeah, he divorced them into a grave.
yeah, he divorced them from their lives. And onward. Acclaimed magician injured while attempting escape trick. I originally said escaping attempt trick in the original recording of this, which is an interesting inversion. Anyway, last
The
evening,
inversion works.
Thursday, October 15th, 1898, Carno was seriously burned while attempting his world-famous escape trick. He had been chained to a restraining contraption, bound, gagged, blindfolded, and then set afire. The escape should occur within 20 seconds, but this time something went wrong. As his audience screamed in horror, Carno was pulled, barely alive, from the raging inferno. Raced to Our Holy Savior Hospital, he now lies in a coma with burns over 80% of his body. Doctors are not optimistic about his recovery. Now wait a second, October 15th. That was the date that we entered the mansion. Anyway, famous
Indeed
illusionist
it was.
gone berserk. Found dead after night of rampage. It was reported early this morning, Friday, October 23rd, 1898, that both Carno, the world-famous illusionist, and his wife Marie were found dead in their home. At this time, it is not clear what actually transpired, but it appears that Carno, who had recently suffered a severe accident, awoke from a coma sometime last night and escaped from the hospital after killing his night nurse. Somehow, despite acute injuries, he then managed to make his way home over 10 miles away. It is conjectured that he interrupted a tryst between Marie and her lover Gaston Warwick, and that a violent row had resulted. In the aftermath, both Carno and Marie lie dead, while Gaston has disappeared. A search for him is now underway. Carno and his wife will be interred in the Carnovash family tomb sometime over the weekend. October 23rd, we're coming up on that date in the game.
Yeah, that's what, tomorrow in the game?
Yeah. That's an interesting bit of, the October 15th was the first date that we had in the first chapter. But, October 23rd will be the next day following in this game. Anyway, we have something for Lou. She was looking for 19th century cameos, and here we have a 19th century cameo for her. Looks like she's interested.
Excuse me. Lou?
Oh, yes, Adrian. How can I help you?
I understand you're interested in old cameos.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
I found this old cameo brooch in my house in an old trunk. I thought maybe you might be interested in it.
Oh, let me see.
I was wondering if maybe you would be interested in trading it for that crucifix over there.
Well, sure.
It's worth much more than that stupid crucifix anyway.
There you go.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot.
I'm gonna make a lot more money off of
Welcome,
this
and
than
thank
selling
you.
that crucifix any day. That's why she was eager to trade. I get a good look at the crucifix because I have to look at everything I put in my inventory. And it actually is a crucifix, much to my surprise. Originally I thought it was just a cross that they were calling a crucifix, but no, it's actually accurate. So, Exposition! Let's see, is Bob Tompkins open?
God, I hope not.
Oh, it doesn't look like it.
Ah, wonderful.
Good. I don't have to deal with his ass for the rest of the game. Well, just exploring about town. Is the general store open? Hey, there's a random guy in a sweater. No, the general store is not open.
Oh well. Not like we need any more free soup bones.
Well, I don't know. There's always a use for a bone. Now, we get to this point, and we do not have enough for the cutscene that will start as soon as we go over to Malcolm's house, because we do have that painting, or that picture for him. But we kind of debate what to do, whether to cut the video off here, or to go back in town, go back to the house. What do we want to do? And ultimately I decide that I want to go waste some time to fill out the rest of this video. So we go back to the house. Because there are only two places you can go in this game, and that's to town or your house. It's kind of a random parking spot, too. I just realized. Like, there's no parking lot or anything there. She just parks on that roadway. Alright. So, first we go see if we can talk to Mike a little bit more.
Since his truck is still here, he is here.
Mm-hmm. But no, he's not really all that interested in talking. So I'm going through to see if there's any of the other repetitive tasks that you can do over and over again that we can do to fill in time, when Sarat suggests that we go check out the secret passageways to see if there anything else has changed. After I confirm that the fridge and sink are no longer interactable, I decide to follow his advice. I mean, I didn't think that there was actually anything any different in there, but at least going through the passageways would familiarize myself with them a little bit more.
That, and this is a Sierra game after all, so explore everywhere, every chapter.
The pixel hunting, once again. You know, that whole concept of there's one tiny little detail where if you didn't pick it up, you will get the worst possible ending or die. And then she takes forever stepping into... She puts her butt through the wall. I just noticed that. Her butt goes through the wall. Like... Whatever.
So the cigarette butt is still in place.
Mm-hmm. And I think that I originally believed that was the wrong direction. So I head back this way, thinking, I'll go upstairs, because, you know, there's more to explore upstairs. But realize, nope, just leads right back into the conservatory. Not where I want to go right now. Because we've already seen the conservatory. Not much will have changed by now. But like I said, it's always good to become familiar with the secret passageways here. Not so secret, since it seems like both people in the house are aware of them.
Slowly raise the platform.
And then I'm like, oh, let's look around. There's not much all that's different here. Let's go check out the secret panel to see where it looks out to the chapel. And after that, we decide to cut the video off, thinking, okay, well, when we come back, we'll be in town and just go right to Malcolm's house. You know, there's obviously nothing that has changed here. But you'll see in the next installment that I am completely wrong, and Sarat actually had something in mind. So,
Vindication!
I'll see you next time on the next installment of Let's Play Phantasmagoria. Hope to see you then.
Take care, everyone.
And carried it into the chapel. I really don't know what I thought I was doing, but somehow I felt as if I were containing this cursed evil. I had hoped, but then it was Marie's turn.